Hello, Super Robot fans. Welcome back to this entry into the archives. My name is Austin, and we're going to be continuing with our playthrough of Alpha today. I hope you all are doing well. I'm a bit sleepy, and not the least of which just because this story is so much. I suspect not having really sincerely given it a look to the routes we did not take. I suspect that part of the reason why it's a lot is there is a section of story that all three of the routes get as the end of last mission, beginning of this collection of missions, and then part of the story is going to be unique to the mission we're actually playing, you know? Okay, so we made some changes. Let's go over them pretty quickly. I think the most significant is the Don Cougar, but not there. I hate that these are separate menus still. So we have increased the Don Kuken by 6 steps. This next collection is going to probably take like 2 or 3 missions to add. But my supposition was correct. The Don Kuken, when fully upgraded, will give us the Don Kukanken, or whatever the Don yeah, the other one. The better sword attack. The one that I don't remember the name of because I haven't actually watched the show. I've just used it in GC. So that's where a big chunk of our money went. Not the Daitarn. I was going to say it's the Dunbine, but that's also not true. It's the Billbine. The Billbine, everything is exactly wrong. The Billbine got some points of limit because Good Golly shows reaction off the charts. He has 420 right now, so I figured I would future-proof it a little bit, and it was an easy way to spend the rest of our money that we didn't have any really good answers to. The Ava units don't seem like they really need anything. Genray doesn't really seem like she needs anything. What else? We're not using the Texas Mac. We're not really using the Texas Mac. We're not really using the Getters very much. The Don Cougar could have stood to use some more energy, but that's so little compared to how much that costs. And this was still a colossal waste of money. I'm glad we did it to find out, but definitely I'm seeing my resources hurt there. The Giant Robo could have also benefited from having some more stat points in it. Oh yeah, I definitely accidentally put a point of energy in it and then saved, not realizing that I forgot that it wasn't an energy-based unit, really. That's fine. We're not going to worry about that. It cost us so little, so... But the other thing that the other reason we were missing so hard and why some of these felt so bad is because none of our parts were equipped to anybody. I think they unequipped them after we finished our route split. When we went into those last missions that were all unified, I don't think we had any of our parts equipped other than on the Gregust. So I have fixed that. I don't think there's anything particularly exciting here. Everyone has sort of what you would expect, so we're not going to bother going over it. But our defensives got defensives, our mobilities got mobilities, our utilities got, largely speaking, movement. There were, I think we put extra accuracy on we definitely put extra accuracy on the Getter. I don't remember who else got it, but we put extra range on the Don Cougar also to make that it's super attack even more super. Okay, let's figure out where the story is. Like I said, I am probably going to be kinda hunk and turbo distracted by this since A, it's a lot of story, and B, it's really leaning on a couple of different places where the text is written. So honestly, with this one more than any other one, I would encourage you to go and look at the text of the translation itself. If I don't have it posted in the description of the comments somewhere, I will, to make sure you all have access to it. But this is chapter 42. I would highly recommend going and reading those if you want to stay as caught up on the story as possible, because undoubtedly I'm going to miss something. I apologize. So, this is Raudekia. We've seen him once before. He is talking to all of his generals, and he is now preparing a, real intense invasion. He wants to go to war now, which is a very different tone than we saw from him before. So I don't know if we just missed a little bit more of his story because we picked a route split that did not involve it, which would be weird seeing as he's sort of stacking up to be the final villain. Or maybe the point is that we're supposed to be like, oh wow, hard pivot, okay. Now that the Macross has sort of shown its chops. I don't remember this part. Okay, maybe I was just not thinking that the text was going to be as long as it was, but one of the major thrusts is not that we're going to war on Macross. We're going to war on the Giants, and I was kind of wondering what that meant at first. I thought maybe they were talking like the metaphorical style of giant, like the DC and SRX and like just our whole team was sort of behaving like real big giants and giant like heroes in the world. They were larger than life. But no, he means literal giants. I did not realize that the Zentradi and the Meltrandi are just, or maybe not the Meltrandi, but at least the Zentradi are just hunkin' massive people. Did not realize that, so that's fun and cool. So he wants to go to war with them soon, and we're getting some surveys from people, or he's getting some of his people to survey them in the future and checking what they know about them from like previous missions or in the past. And there's some like brief history of their planet. And they are easiest waged war against with a culture war is what they said. I'm curious what this game thinks that means. But there's also still a push for the Tronium to make more of their like superpower engines. Yeah, so Shapiro, I think it was Shapiro that said it. One of them said that the groups were sort of uncivilized barbarians. I also apologize. It wasn't a culture war. It was a culture shock. That's much, much less severe. But that's one of the reasons why the Macross has not been attacked so far by this group, is that the Macross is doing a pretty good deal of keeping the in-solar system ones at bay, and they would like to keep that way. But also the Debbie and who else is going with her? Someone's taking her there. It's no, not Hynel. Shapiro. Oh, Shapiro is going with. Yeah. So Valletta, Shapiro, and Debbie are going outside the solar system to fight to encourage the first wave groups to keep fighting also, and just like stir up as much trouble as possible, get them to defeat themselves basically as much as possible, and then we, the villain group, can sweep it at the end and clean them up. Or as far as they're concerned, the Macross will kind of regardless, so may as well leave them to their devices, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of attitude. They seem to basically be doing our work for us. Right between this scene and the end of the last one. Okay, two ones now ago, I guess. Ingram and Usus were chatting about the weapons that he has made using Earth technology and the Irrigator technology. And Usus warns him to not overestimate the cross-gate paradigm. Underestimate the cross-gate paradigm system, which I don't think a set of words we've heard before, but I imagine it's dealing somehow in like the psychic fields that have almost killed a couple of our characters so far. I suspect it's probably going to be something like that. And the rest of the generals that were there are all sort of catching a glimpse of Ingram being also very shady. So it looks like it's not just our group who's worried about him. So maybe he works for nobody. Maybe he's a double agent to everyone. That scene with Hidebe that we just passed, we're just one scene behind all the time. It's funny. Usus asks her why her Calcuria pulse is now, which is another new word for me, but I'm assuming that's sort of the psychic organ of the OG characters. And it is because of her clashing with Ryusei that she's a little bit out of sorts. But her full power is awakened. Once she gets herself back, she'll be invincible. And Usus orders her to kill the main character and Ryusei in order to sort of like secure the fact that she is indestructible and to stop her headaches, right? It's not just that she psychically sensed that she is like little kid whose psychic powers are sort of running amok in her head kind of character, it feels like. Then before this, I believe this is the Combattler dad. It's either the Combattler or the Volta's dad. I don't remember who Hynel's the villain for. Sorry. Whoops. My bad. For as much as I extol those shows, I'm complete trash about them. he was talking to Ingram about being sortied to Earth, and that Ingram, despite being his like commanding officer, is actually just like they're not gonna go together. Just don't worry about it. I'm sure he's up to no trouble. So at least Ingram is consistently shady. Then we have Dr. Kentaro talking to Hynel about his partly his distress over seeing his inventions get turned to the destruction of Earth, but also part about the usual way that these shows never allow royalty to be harmonious. Not that it probably ever was anyway, but that Hynel is basically going to be acting as a decoy for the rest of the Boson Empire, and that the Emperor in fact does not actually care that much about him. To which Hynel is not actually really that distressed. He described himself as a traitor before, but he also doesn't want to see his father because he is responsible for his mother's death, and Hynel just like can't sit by that. I guess he's a bit of a mama's boy, but hopefully we will see that play out a little bit more. I do know a thing or two about Hynel just from like scrolling through the wikis, and I'm curious how it's going to happen. I think we can probably stay contemporaneous to our scenes, so we'll catch up quick. Henkin welcomes us back, saying that Abawaku and Solomon have both been captured by Neo Geon, and the squad has gotten some good resources in the time everyone's been gone. Or our squad back home has gotten some good resources, so they're now at our disposal. Not the least of which being a new battleship. Right, my bad. I wasn't really thinking. That was for the Earth route that we did not actually take. Instead, we get the Byston-Wellians, or the more naive Byston-Wellians, not the least of which being Bell, asking whether Byston Wells is visible from the plant they're about to be going on, and Cham and Marvell are like, no, sorry, the Aura Road needs to be open for that to happen, otherwise you just can't see it. With that, we are sent to the Far East base and told that, good golly, there are a lot of factions that are attacking. We better be prepared for it. Somewhere in the middle here, I guess Dr. Kentaro escaped, so cool. I don't think we're probably going to play as him, but he's here to transmit some data to our V pilots, who are both desperately in need of an upgrade as far as they're concerned, because of those some of those machines that the Naodekia group had made that are just like invincible to their electromagnetic powers, and Dr. Kentaro would be the one to do it. But everyone is mistrusting of him, seeing as we've been betrayed a couple of times recently. And he's like, yeah, no, that's to be expected. I accept. The plans are still yours. Please do take them. But somewhere in here, if I could menu quicker, that's so okay, yeah. He's gonna get tracked. He's gonna get slurped back up into the SkullRookies because he is way too valuable a resource to lose. Rather than just like, as opposed to just like shooting him down for trying to run away. And Hynel tries to demonstrate himself to be honorable. That he says that he would absolutely never use a hostage as he would never use a hostage situation. That's that's unacceptable to him. Which I'm hoping we will see a sort of honorable combatant. There's always one of those that makes you feel bad about having to kill them at the end. We've got 6 more deployers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get to bring everybody. Incredible. Theoretically, we should care about their placement, but I'm not going to. It looks like we're going to have a sort of two-parter based on the brief. We've never seen that much before. Based on the brief synopsis of the map. I don't think we actually looked at Elle and what her stats are. I'm glad she has an Excel. I'm really such a sucker for when the battleships have Excel. Okay, yeah, it's these two, Simon and Paimon. I think I called them Deimos and Phobos last time or something like that. But we can't hurt them because of for plot reasons. But we sure can punch everybody else. So I think DM we do that. Okay, cool. I have a sneaking suspicion that I might trade back to disappointment, especially after last map. But this feels pretty straightforward of just hit the boys as hard as we can. I guess maybe Simon and Paimon are going to be sort of the definitive trait here in the fight, allowing the enemy groups to just like squeeze a lot of extra free damage in that we literally cannot do anything about. We will need to try and bear in mind. I hate that they switch the positions like that. Sorry. We will try to bear that in mind. I'm hoping that we can just kill everything fast enough that it won't actually matter. Whenever I say we're not going to worry about positioning, it always puts our best boys so far in the back. You'd think I'd learn my lesson, but nah. At this point, I don't think I'm in any rush. Which is, speaking of which, we don't need to use an Excel. We can just move forward. You can go here. The route splits, I do kind of like when route splits are small enough that they give you a fixed pool of units. Like, I don't mind having a small player pool. I'm like honestly very okay with that. But if I've ever said anything negative about it, it's because I've sort of just come to expect them from this game, just sort of dumping units on you. But I do really like we get to go back down to some more granular level systems when we are on route splits. I think that's good. I do think this game also does route splits just so well, or this series does route splits so well. They feel like they're actual choices you were making. You get a very controlled pool of characters, so scenarios can like be designed around that. It's very knowable what you are going to have, especially if you like force everyone in at a certain level. So like you could go, oh, I know we have a couple of Valors and two Flashes at our disposal. We can build an area that's going to like, or not an area, a map that's going to push those elements like right to the point of being annoying. Okay. I think we are all set. Unfortunately, I can already feel my islands drooping. That does not bode well for the efficaciousness of this clear. But I think these 6 generics are going to go quickly. It's just the trouble of not having a ton of morale from having so few grunts that the SkullRookies might take a bit longer than I would otherwise like. I do kind of like these robot designs. They're interesting. Like they're all robots, but like the conventional looking robots, like these guys. Let's check these first. Nope, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's what I thought. I kind of remembered them not having a 5 Ranger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, brother. Okay, that's fine. Just don't end the whole turn. That would be nightmarish. Shinobu from here. Just to make a fool of myself, and also because I suspect a couple of you are probably going to be interested. Go to the tile that I want, please. Thank you. I would like to also start trying to predict where... absolutely is. I want to see what this looks like. I want to start trying to predict where the enemy reinforcements are going to spawn to. If I know for sure there is, or if I have like a really sneaky suspicion. I guess saying that I have a sneaky suspicion might be part of the interpretation too. But I think we're going to get 2 parallel lines, one for the Voltes, one for the Combattler side. So I think we're going to have another group show up on the left side of the map here. Oh, that's a lot less cool than I thought it was going to be compared to like what the thing looked like on the sprite. Compared to what the sprite looked like on the map. I just stopped saying thing. Cool, sick. Those are pretty hefty though. They're healthy. You should have a gun. Yeah, this is fine. She's got no other. Well, she may have had a legal attack after moving, but I think this is just better. The Ava units do not seem to have really the best of stats. Okay, what else are we doing? Sorry, I had to mute myself there. I don't think I got cut off. What's our map attack look like? That is not very good right now. That's okay. We could do this. Do we have any accuracy? No. Oh no. That's 3 minutes for you. So I guess we'll just like take one of these pot shots, and if it happens, it happens. Yeah. We've got nothing we are driving towards right now, and we have no time limits. Speaking of time limits, hold on. We need to do this. We have our pretty stock standard objectives. It's destroy all enemies and all allies fall or battleship falls. I think we're getting better. I think it's like getting into the rotation of things I remember I need to do. We could just move. We could move close and attack here. We've got 14 of them. I think it'll be fine. There's not 14 enemies left on the map. I mean, barring what's going to show up later. But this is fine. And you can't hurt him at all. Or sorry, no, this is Sasuke's again. Her at all. No, you don't have that much space. Okay. That is A-OK Bami. I think this one is the most punchable. Yeah. Perfect. Sweet. I guess we would like to be attacking from the left side a little bit to try and bait our enemies. Ooh, yikes. Okay. We're going to be chipping that one for a hot minute, so let's change our target to the Dokugagas just to make sure we clear them out and take some turns off the board rather than, like, hoping that we are going to do everything in time, you know? Do we have range with the tank? We do not. Oh, no. Daiturn Banjo, you might have a rough time with this. Okay. Let's unconvert you. You know, here, hold on. We're going to pop you right in the middle and see if they care about where they're going towards. Or just, like, having enemies around. Because, yeah, like, those are all free. We can also use a focus. Yes. And that will for sure help. But we have a couple of really, really easy dodges going on here if we want them. So we may as well take them. Okay, great. Then I don't think the Grungust has got to get an upgrade at some point. We've had this thing for too long. I can't think of an SRW game that didn't come out like in the 1920s. No, it's not that old. I've lost my train of thought because that joke was too stupid. Oh well. It's gone. What's this looking like? That's not bad. I guess I overlooked a crucial component of this toaster strudel-like monster. 2,200 armor. And okay, it's not the worst damage stats, but it's also not the best. Which bodes well for me. Right, no. We still want to try and take the Dokugagas out. Yeah, that's fine. Do you have an Excel? You do. I was about to say you kind of have one in a love, but this is one of the games where love does not do what you would expect it to do. It is a full heal for everybody. Definitely good. Definitely not what we need. Do you have... Ooh, that's not good. Okay. Ken might be going second. Here's a flash. Yeah. Ooh, 1600 power. Oh, we're also a lot of levels down, but like it could happen. You know what? Then given that, let's have the pilot who is exceedingly unlikely to do something relevant. That chip. But let's also bring the Texas Mac in. I don't know if I've talked about the Texas Mac at all, but it is like the unit that got me into the series in heavy air quotes when I first started playing these games with my friend back in like 2018, 2019 winter. The winter of those dates that I just said. The first unit we upgraded was the Texas Mac. It just looked so strange by comparison. We had all I hadn't seen I didn't want to move it up. That's fine. Okay. We've not seen a Dokugaga yet. That's okay. That's okay. I had recognized most of the rest of them, because especially early on, you don't get like that weird of units. You'll start getting more generics, but like you definitely won't get that weird of units. I should have also paused this to get a thumbnail. That's fine. We can film it. Because I suspect that given how wide they are, that their wings are probably going under a stat bar. I would like to keep that off the thumbnail if at all possible. 3 levels, that's what we're hoping for. No, okay, no, we're good. We're good. They're also large. I didn't take that into account either, but I don't think we needed to. I think we're probably fine kind of without it. I wonder what these things are supposed to be, because I for sure, I will concede a couple of different times when, oh, that's the commander of the Voltes. And I think that's maybe like the point of what is supposed to happen, that people look at them and go, oh, look, we're safe. And then like get wrecked. Their shop gets wrecked, you know. What else are we looking at? Oh, okay. That's fine. I don't like this. I feel like we're wasting these last 2 units. We gotta do something with them. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, we didn't see the combat. Okay, it's fine. We've not seen the full range of the enemy's attacks yet. I act like a single showing of combat is the worst thing in the world. We gotta get some interesting action here every once in a while. Once y'all figure out what series you sort of want to sack to this idea, we should just play the game all animations on all the time to speed up, just to like see how much longer it takes. I'm curious. Okay, that to me is better than throwing a 1K attack at a 2200 defender. That just feels senseless. Okay, cool. We are all set. Let's rock. For what it's worth, the reinforcements are showing up time-based. Sorry, not time-based. Literally the opposite of what I said. Incredible. Or at least as far as my translation is concerned. We'll see if they just like forgot to mention it. I would not be surprised if they forgot to mention it, because Hainal and what's his name? Rujangle. They both drop a skill point for us. And then later bosses are going to drop a thank goodness, an easy kill. We can spend that energy. That's fine. That's fine. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, it's okay. We do also just like need people to get hit more so we can use our healers better. What else we got? No, nothing. That's lame. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? As I'm saying that, as I was like thinking about getting parts, I thought that the Minmay dolls gave 5 morale. I don't remember seeing them when we were going over parts, or when I was going over parts. But I think because they're in the consumable section, I think you might use them and then like get rid of them to get some extra morale. And what is the context for that? How would you use it? Do you just like grab it and then like it starts squeezing, its head pops off because you squeezed too hard? Is it like a Terra Bose that you hang outside, but you're hanging outside a battleship in space, so it might just like away? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Or the possibilities are, I just didn't read the thing. That's me not reading the card always is a distinct possibility. Card, in this case, being shorthand for any game mechanic. Okay, we're definitely clearing these 3 this turn. For sure Z's, for real Z's. And then we'll deal with the fallout of the rest of these idiots afterwards. I guess let's scan. Let's scan everybody to see where they're doing. I mean, we know what's happening here. We'll scan Paimon and Simon. And not Daimon. Oh, we got a B in space. Okay, so we are punching up a little bit in damage. These don't matter. I mean, his potential matters, but otherwise those don't matter. Okay, so we're gonna keep getting attacked on the approach, and we kind of don't stop. So I think I would rather sit in it for one turn and then just really hammer home cleaning up the rest of these if we can, or getting them darn near close, such that we can either clean them up on enemy phase. Sorry, I am talking a mile a minute whenever I'm talking, and it's probably not helping me be understood. Okay. Yeah, we will either get these as darn near close as we possibly can, or and then finish them up on enemy phase, or we clean up as many as we can right now, and maybe leave one of them like wholly undamaged. Yeah, could have been better, could have been worse. We leave like this one. Yeah, we leave basically one of them unchipped, such that it'll just sort of hang around. Like we can just leave it to hang around for getting attacked on enemy phase, and we can just worry about like taking two things out. I feel like the tired is setting in, so I'm struggling to talk about some of this stuff. Okay, or we can just do over 10k damage casually. That's fine. That MP loss might be costly for me, though. That may have been a stupid. Can you guys spirit yourselves yet? No. I would not be surprised if Jack did get a spirit by the end of this. Okay. You can... I guess he does not have Excel in this game. I feel like there are 3 getter continuities in terms of like what their canon spirit pools are. Okay. We are 1 morale away. That's a darn shame. Well, I guess let's start with the Evas since they're not going to take damage. Right? You don't have an Excel, do you? No. Oh, right. I forgot that Ray has a Dawn. We talked about that during the Fish episode, because she had like a really easy answer to combat the problem. That was the barrier that the angels were forming. But not here. Okay. You come here, and then you can attack like this. I need to get better at saying their attack names. Hold on. The Sonic Glaive that I also struggled for minutes to figure out what a grabe was. Is that a type of bird? Did you mean a grebe? It's like, no, it's glaive. Okay. Can the Nightarn do anything that matters? Unsurprisingly, no. We'll switch back into humanoid form after this. Yeah, this thing's definitely going down this turn, so. That is good to know. What do we got? Right, that's not post movement. Everything else has to be adjacent. I forgot how, like, they feel like they're bullying a little bit more. Like, everything have to walk up and smack the enemy. And it costs them so much, too. It is so needlessly taxing on them, but they do it anyway. At least in the previous games, you could get, like, 3 or 4 of the what I'm calling ultimates. Back to back to back to back. Where here it feels a lot more like you maybe get an ultimate per battle, rather than you get 4 every like random encounter. It's obviously not that high. That's obviously not that high. That is an example of hyperbole, or hyperbole if you go to school in the U.S. states like me. Oh gracious. Okay. I think these have been worth money. That's not inconsiderable. You should take Fortune. And you should take a game. How close are we? Can we use a focus and save 5? We can do that. I can't remember if I have asked this already, but for anyone who's played these games before, is there a relationship system to like to juice some of these stats without having to like spend stuff on it, you know? Great. Oh, we can even just start now. I was not expecting this. Okay, we will morale ourselves up once, which I remember we got it on show also. We got that after we discovered that Masaki had it, when I was like, I remember someone has it, who has it? And then it was also show. He learned it, that fight. Okay, let's set it on the SkullRooks. What are we looking at? I mean, the information was given to me, so I may as well say it. Of these two, just Hynel drops an eye field generator. All right, let's see what these look like. I think we fought one of them already, but I don't remember. I mean, we've also saw the like this fight so far, but shush, don't worry about it. You know what? I didn't think to check for barriers, but I guess they don't have them. They just have the empty region, don't they? I can't imagine why they would have a barrier, but just, I don't know. Maybe its eyes shoot out umbrellas that block for it. Who's to say? I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah, laser beam all you want. Okay, we might even be able to take out Uri this turn, and then we can take out Hynel next turn. I would be okay with that. We do need to be careful about Hynel. He once he leaves, everybody else leaves too, which is a stat that I love, I adore. I'm so glad that the game asks that, like, that nuance of a question of you. It's not the most nuanced thing, right? But like, there's a lot of it's all in the wrist, just wrist flick your way to victory, buddy. Kind of attitudes about a lot of these games. So like, at the very least, it's going like, you know, you got to think about who you're fighting. Why would the like right hand man, person who's commanding the army, but certainly not in charge of it? Why would he want to stick around? I'm also making some assumptions about Uri, but maybe he's not exactly that. But the little data monkey brain inside me does want to be annotated somewhere. Okay, we could probably do this if I was a little bit less hesitant. If we'd spent some more valors, we probably would have been fine. Do you have feet? You do have the feet. Let's beat the feet and head over here. Then, where is the menu? Where is the menu? I feel like an old person. At least those are the people that I know. We wanted this healing. Perfect. And then we can attack. Okay. 1, 3, 1, 1, 3. Okay. The Texas Mac is such a long-range sniper unit to me. It's so weird that it doesn't have any of those capabilities. We could use a snipe. We're gonna kind of be in the middle of things, and we can't fortune a second time. We gotten the level up, but we did not. We probably won't, so we won't. So, yeah, that's a bad plan. Then I can flash once we get there. Yes, great. Awful, not great. What a waste. Oh, they are also almost 10 levels lower. They are, what? They're 7 levels lower. 7 and 10 are close, but not as close as I had clocked what I thought he was. Here's this. I have to... It would be really weird if Hynel retreated here. I don't think he has that kind of relationship with his boss. Or not... Yeah. No, sorry, that Rui has with his boss. You get it. I'm so tired. Don't worry, I promise I will sleep. I assure you, I am not so tired I can't do this. I am basking in the relaxation of some sleepies. Okay. We are, like I said, we could have probably finished here had we just pushed Valor on some characters. So I will at the very least do this. So I guess if we're already here... Oh, do I want to spend a fortune? We could risk it. There's one unmoved unit. It's just the Voltes. Oh. Is this enough power to be lethal? Who's to say? I think we're just gonna hit it and then not worry about the bonuses. Yeah, okay, good. That still hit like a truck. Why is that happening? 149. Okay, I guess I'm just on the receiving end of it now. It seems the actual stats I got us there seem so mundane by comparison. That said, I guess some of that power is coming from the fact that they are large, right? They might even be extra large. Stop hitting her. Oh man. Oh yeah, I do want to see what happens here. Interesting. Okay, so they just skip over it. That's fine. I mean, oh good, we crit. We crit him so hard he can never take a turn again. I wish. Okay. Yeah. That's wild. Here's a Valor. Here's XP. We're going to act like we're getting this kill. See if we do. Oh. I mean, at least we still kind of get everything. It's better than wasting money. Okay, who has some fortunes then? Because we should be collecting this with fortune. Fortune. There you are. Oh, we've got so many people. Okay, we'll be fine. Oh, I forgot that Brooklyn got. I forgot that he got that last map. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Who could we give this to? Do we have a clean attack with Brooklyn? I guess if we move any of these doofuses out, we do. I want to give him one of them. We've not used him in a bit, and I guess we have. I guess he's staying kept on a level. Doesn't feel like we have. Yeah. We can move over here to the side anyway. I don't mind that. I just... Yeah, nice, easy, clean. Here's a fortune. Here's a flash, inevitably when this doesn't work, because it's going to get blocked or bounced or dodged or something. Okay, we can also show off the boss kill like we used to. Show me what you got. Oh. I'm really hoping the reinforcements. It says Dozel is worth a Minovsky craft and Garda is worth a high-powered targeting system. I really hope it's just... No way! Oh my lord, potential is so strong. That's such a shame. Okay. We'll waste another one. It's fine. It's worth it. We're probably doing anything else really relevant with these anyway. These idiots can't do it. They won't clear the requirement. Yeah, I guess we'll just give it to the Voltace and the Combattler. Voltace it is. You've got cash. 39, 35 EXP ain't worth it. We can probably do that with his 2400 power. Maybe, possibly. The potential doing that is wild. I suppose so. I know potential keeps scaling normally, but I did think how it was worded in this game that potential did not keep scaling. That it was just like flick it on, be done with it, flick it off. But no. I think it's fine. Okay. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but we'll see. Maybe what I'm forgetting is to put the fortune on. I should have actually looked at the screen that showed me what spirits we got on, but that's fine. It's whatever. We've been going for about an hour, so I could be both minds of it. We could be close to the end of the map, and then they just don't have any more to deal with. They got a little floor for us to deal with. Or we're just going to get two maps just stapled together. Now, why did that do so much by comparison? Is Brooklyn... Oh, you know what? Was Brooklyn also using his damage dump stat? No, I think well, hold on, look at it in a second. We'll look at it in a second. Goodbye. Get out of here. It's not even that bad. That's so strange to me. It's such a surprise how, like... how some of these numbers, like, what happens to these numbers when you run them through the formulas, you know? Okay, we've got 200-ish energy. This takes 90 of it. Okay, so we can actually... I say that glumly, but, like, that means we do get 2 attacks out of it, which is pretty darn good. I'm also trying to scroll through for Banjo to have more friends. That's not how that works at all. Okay. We need... Do you actually even have Spirit? Like, was that even a worthwhile conversation? You do. I think let's use 2. And we have the potential to Valor him if we really want to. That might just be lethal. He's 36. Oh, do we want to leave 10k on the table? Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to try. We've lost stupider to better ideas, you know, and we're gonna lose dumber to even dumber stuff later. Just maybe not later this map, please. Thank you. All right, let's see the sun attack. We kind of all know what it looks like anyway, but I feel like it's normally more dynamic than this. Like yeah, he does a rider kick or whatever, but that was enough. Cool. Heinel, get out of here. And then because Heinel's retreated, the rest of his troops are going to retreat, which in this case is just the unkillable Simon and Heinel. So neutralize those threats. We killed 3 things with 1 attack. Incredible. That feels a lot less incredible in the face of like just there being map attacks in this, but usually in tactics games they're not. Okay, cool. Yeah, we also want to do that in a small number of actions for the sake of... Oh, I didn't... That 10k tells me I did not put the fortune on. Oh, right, no. We didn't put the fortune on because it's Banjo. Never mind. He doesn't have fortune. Okay, never mind. We're fine. Okay, now we have Garuda showing up. We do not have any story about them, but that's okay. No, they did also show up with a bit of a squad, but I guess that's kind of fine because we are also like at power now rather than needing to start. I also just like, let's get energized, let's jazz through this. I feel like I'm also going at a pretty slow clip, which is like letting me still feel lethargic and nostalgic at the same time. I am longing for a time when I was tired. Gracious. Okay. Genrai can hop back to heal some of these better boys. Yeah. Or I can forget how the command button works. Cool game. Yeah, I'm fine pushing the Goraon up far ahead. Then I think we do the same with Shinobu. Yeah, it's fine. He probably wasn't going to use the rest of the spirits anyway. That's super not true. I couldn't even finish saying that. The Donkugar spirits are just so busted all of the time. Okay, let's see what these guys look like in lovingly rendered PS1 for FX. But post F final. I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'll just use the same part. It feels like it probably won't. I have been looking through some of the very loosely. Don't worry. Not for spoilers reasons. I guess we have seen these little people boys before. I have been looking at the sprites for the other games, and even Alpha Guide and Alpha 2 just like look very different from each other and from this. I think. Here's an Excel. This is an easy kill. This is easy. This is an easy cleanup. Holy cow. Okay, maybe it's not that easy. That should be real good, right? That should be real good. Can we have Ray do it, maybe? Okay, we'll do this. Well, it's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind her getting the XP. I don't mind her getting the XP. Okay. Here's an Excel for you. And watch you cannibalize one of these. Or, I mean, just fight like a regular, normal machine monster. Cool. Oh, right. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, I said Dozel before, but this is not the person I was thinking of. Dozuru. I mean, like, of course it wasn't going to be Dozel. It's like he's not from the same series. I said the name and I didn't really think about it, you know? I do think we want to get this to the front of the battle as soon as possible. Not for the least of which is to just check how much it hurts. Bummer. Now that we put the new parts on, I was curious how much of a difference I was making, seeing as we had them on for most of the time, for the majority of the time that I was calling the giant robo good. We did have parts on it most of the time, so like let's compare likes to likes. Okay, and then we'll just have you hang back a bit because you are a tad squishy. You good? We're good. Okay. Absolutely fire back. 100%. You picked the wrong thing to attack. Whoa! Whoa! I did not expect us to almost one-shot it, though. Crazy. We need to get another... We definitely need some resuppliers. Or alternatively, we need whatever that other upgraded map attack is. Great. It's so hard not to just let the Don Cougar kill things. I do think the Don Cougar is kind of a bit of a Jagan for this game for people who've played Fire Emblem. He's a Boggle for people who've played Magic. Just like this character is so wildly overpowered. Just protect them and they will probably handle most of the game for you. Cool, okay. Doesn't work also. I guess we haven't looked at the Bizongas yet. We should actually look at them. We'll kill this one with a little bit more like finesse to it, I guess. We can at least give it to, and by that I mean like giving it to Rare, like somebody who actually needs it. Here's both of these, an Excel and a Flash. So with our 3 free movement, we are going to move to the bottom left of our enemy and swing for the kill. Show them what you got. I would not be surprised if this does not kill, though. I would not be surprised if we're going to like chip with a couple of these. We should see. Also, part of the reason I wanted to look at. No, okay, no, we're doing good. I know that when I looked at Aura Power, I have not done any work on this game, well, behind the scenes, since last we've talked. But I know that Aura Power, whatever they say it does on Akarasu, is like clearly not exactly correct because it's like being told to add damage when like clearly the formula is working out without that. So no question mark. That's just wrong. But not knowing like how relevant or a battler is or a power is definitely not making the job of estimating its damage any easier. We sure used a lot of SP on them. That's fine though. Nope, not too far. I wonder if this is a bit of a fruitless effort, but if we could also just like hurry it up a little bit on these movements, guys, we got places to be. Sure, let's try this. This probably could have been a way shorter episode if not for my lethargic playing and We've shown a lot of attack animations this time, but I feel like we've just gotten to use so few of these units. So we got a bummer. But like the fact that I can't skip this is lame. This is so much more dog-like than I think I realized from R. This is like very campy. That's fine. We got plenty of HP. Is his name Apu? Afu? Abu? Something like that. EI, one of the 3 F kanas. I did not look at it fast enough. Let's go to the fighter. And nope, not you. It would also be nice if like cycling through units was not literally the worst. It is, but I think that might just be me. Literally every time I play these games, whenever I try to cycle units, they seem incapable of doing them in the order that I'm like actually actively moving them in. I'm not sure how the game would necessarily like know that, I concede, but it always does feel like it gives me literally the farthest away, the farthest away option. Okay, you're for sure going to one of these two. So we got 4,000 HP left. Wild. Here, foot. Oh, darn it. I even had to turn it off. I'm sure we'll see him. No. We did. Goodness gracious. Okay, this has got to end quickly. I'm dragging clearly. What the heck? Okay. Honestly, would not be a bad thing if the Don Cougar died. We could stand to use a little bit less of a handhold. Here's a Valor. Oh yeah, right. Because what we did to Garuda was not with a Valor. Good lord. Here's a Fortune, and here's a Gain. At least we know what his niche is. Kill? Oh, what a pity. Okay. You can get there if we need you to. Do y'all not have fortunes? No, okay, no, Hayato does. Okay, we don't have an Excel, but we do have a Tomahawk. No, we will set tight. For what it's worth, we could finish this turn absolutely super turbo easy, but I don't want to because I want to be greedy. Flash and focus. We should also look at the Garuda again. Just to make sure there's like no weirdness happening with any of its abilities or anything. No, just potentials going on. Okay. Between some ability, I would not be surprised if it was like getting regen or something. I'm really feeling the absence of a lot of the Fantasy Maiden Wars like quality of life make characters distinct. Because especially like right here, we're just beating up. We're just like draining we're just draining like health bars. It feels so it feels so vacuous. Last map was good. Maybe I'm also just spoiled because of the last map. You know. Okay. We are blocking this. And we are blocking this because we're greedy little dirtbags. Perfectamundo. So who has what left? We've got a lot of options still. We basically should be fortuning everything at this point. We really have so many fortunes. Yeah. Wait, can the combattler get anywhere? It could go here. Okay. I feel like it'd be appropriate to give the combattler a kill on this map. Let's... Alternatively, like, this is a really good choice. If we can get... Oh, wait, they still don't have accuracy. Would you like to check one more time, Austin? You can check one more time. Maybe it'll have changed. Crazy that the Getter pilots are 37. That's wild. I feel like we do not use them nearly enough. You cannot. Keen is, I think, too far away. Oh, and that's XP also. I feel like there were so many fortune users. Hold on a second. Sorry. L. Chizuru. Kanji. Bullet. Ginrei. Mari. Chum. And then Paito and I don't what's her name? Sarah. I don't know what the rest of her name is though. Okay, I'm wasting too much time with this. I'm being a goofball. I'm being a doofus. XP. Okay, great. No, I'm like trying to optimize when, like, why bother? Like, optimization does not matter when we were already killing. This is just a matter of getting our cash and getting the heck out of town. I want to see what the new cool sword business is. Easy. Adamanowski craft. Oh, I forgot to mention. Yeah, I forgot to mention which parts we were getting from this. Okay. Who is the most hurt and who has... Definitely going to be the Voltace. Ace. Well, it's about half a level. You have both of the bonus gains on. How about your accuracy? Leaves much to be desired. Here's a very unnecessary Valor. Here's a Bullseye. A Flash. Well, we wasted a turn of experience. We even also wasted a turn of experience. We'll turn on the map boss kill, and then that will wrap up the gameplay section for us. Then I get to sleepily read you some bedtime stories that more likely are going to put me to sleep. All right, Don, you can slice this monstrosity in half. Easy. I wonder if the Mazinger would also be doing this if we pushed it a little bit, because, like, Aggressive Beast is literally no different. It is literally the same effect. It is a 25%. It's a 25% multiplier. A 1.25 times multiplier. Easy. What does he drop? Is that a long range one? The high power targeting system. Yeah. We're going to have two very different conversations. The Combattler team is a bit at odds right now. They are going... Oh, okay. They will. Talk about the... They seem to us... They're talking like Kentaro, like Dr. Kentaro is dead. And maybe he is. I'm not sure we can tell. I thought he got, like, slurped up by the tractor beam, but maybe he blew up because we blew up the SkullRookies. Whoops. But Daisaku comes in to try to, like, cheer everybody up that, you know, we have the plans. We were able to get that safe. At least we got to, like, see that your father was alive for a little bit. And everyone's like, you're too much of a kid to understand. And then we get the tragic news that unfortunately Daisaku literally, as like a baby of babies, watched his father get killed in front of him and promised with the responsibility of taking care of the entire planet. Big responsibilities, but he's a kid, he wouldn't understand. Of course not. Ippei jumps in to fight everyone to be like, yeah, like y'all are kind of spoiled brats compared to a lot of us. He doesn't have a dad. A couple, who else does not? Ozaki and Ryusei do not have dads. There could be a lot worse circumstances, but again, we're also comparing pain, which is just like not helpful or good. Like, everyone's going to get hurt that way. We do have a great deal of immaturity from Ippei here. Like, I think Daisaku is the one who is doing the best. Like, I don't think it's unreasonable that the rest of the team mourns, though. Like, I think that's probably fair. I'm not sure why we have to, like, criticize them for that, but I'm not... The fact that we're putting a great emphasis on, like, you need to have a good, healthy dad in your life in order to succeed. Like, having, like, male role models is helpful. Having female role models is helpful. Just, like, having adults present is helpful. There's just, like, a weird emphasis on the masculine element of it, not, like, having a good parent, you know? But on the other side, the Voltes team is just, they're down to business. We are talking about the, hold on, what's the name of it? Electromagnetic Weighting Cannon, or the Ultra Megacon, is, I believe, how my translation is abbreviating that. And it's definitely going to do the job. Like, it's definitely going to push up their power. But all that extra power could radiate back into the machine if they're not careful. So there's an amount of risk theoretically going into this, and obviously there's not going to be, but theoretically there is. I do also love that Hayato is just like a machine nerd enough that he just like pops his head into other teams' conversations and be like, "Hi, could I help you with that?" But we give Rie and Ryusei and Norika a hard time about their otaku-ness, but like I guess Hayato is the mech equivalent of while you were out partying, I studied the sword, where instead of pretending to have done something and going to the mall instead to buy unnecessarily sharp daggers, he actually studied the blade. But in this case, he actually like studied machinery. Then Kenichi, I think they broke this up well. Kenichi immediately follows up to apologize to Daisaku. Like, of all of the emotional resolutions that are happening here, I think this is the best one that I like. It's not downplaying the fact that grieving over the fact that your father is like potentially dead, or if not, like also being tortured and kidnapped is also like actively very, very bad. But that also doesn't mean that like there's a good reason to disrespect Daisaku's feelings. And Daisaku appreciates that, and this part of the text at least confirms to me now that Dr. Kentaro is still alive, because Daisaku is like, yeah, no, I do want to rescue him. Like, you've not made me upset. You've not dissuaded me. Like, I understand that this is important and we're going to do it. I love his bright beaming heart of justice, but it does not feel like in the obnoxious way where we're pandering to him because he is a child. Like, literally, if we try to pander to him as a child, we are like misunderstanding him, that he is like sincerely mature. He's like too mature for his age. Like, that's part of what makes him tragic. But his maturity is also not this like stupid happy ball of sunshine. Like, he is going to opt to be positive when he knows there's no like, he has good reason and knows why he shouldn't be and is still choosing to anyway, as opposed to someone like a Wataru, who is like just happy-go-lucky because he's a kid and doesn't really see why he shouldn't be happy, you know? But on the bridge for a full tonal shift, oops, whoops, we did a war crime. We didn't, but someone did. The Jupiterians are starting to attack the colonies indiscriminately. They have a machine that just kills all humans, in quotes, so probably poison gas. The team wonders why they would do such a thing when theoretically they are working with the Arrogators, and the Arrogators would like to collect as much military power from us as possible, but it is the demonstration of a want not for anybody, but only for the best of the best. So if they could slough off all the excess resources that they don't want to have to deal with later, like all the people that can't fight, then easy does it. And anyone else that could fight would probably immediately go try to sortie somehow to like deal with the conflict. So it makes it very clear exactly where the Arrogators' power, what power they can grab, and at the same time actively declares war on Earth. So that does say something's on the move, something's on the way, which was the scene we saw from the beginning of that episode. Okay, cool. That was fine, I think. I apologize if I apologize if I came off a little bit sleepy. Hopefully this is watchable, but that mission was kind of okay, I suppose. We did get 2 expert points from it, but that did not that did not feel like we got expert points. I feel like I should have gotten a couple of expert points for cleaning up that awful map turn. By awful, I mean like difficult, like great. Like the game really almost had me. But like none of this felt risky this time. Especially, I do think if we approach this game again, the Danku Guard definitely has to be banned. It's too powerful. But we didn't really have any interesting positioning either. But that said, it's not surprising. I think the general hypothesis is working. Maybe not like exactly map for map, but we just had a good map. We're probably going to have a more story relevant map. And like, I don't think there's a lot for us to say, but we definitely are. We have begun, I suspect, probably we are probably beginning the end game. I can't imagine we're going to take this back and then have to do this a second time. But we shall see. I guess we are on map 40. We just finished map 42. There are we've got 1/3 of the game left. And I feel like this conflict is large enough that we're probably going to be at war with the Arrogators for the rest of things. Like bumping in and out of some of like fighting their allies for sure. Because we do sure have a lot of teams. We do sure still have a lot of enemy teams we have to like get sorted somehow. But yeah, otherwise I don't think there's really much more to say on the story. Yeah, just it was moving pieces forward, but not a lot to interpret. Well, I will bid you all adieu then. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, especially if you stuck it out to the end of one of these episodes. Schedule's been a bit wonky. Sorry about that, but we'll be back to normal if you're watching this around when it releases on this upcoming Sunday for some more Y. And not Y, gracious, for some more W. Close. From there, the rest of the schedule is going to be as normal. It was just yesterday. It was just that Thursday that I took off for my partner's birthday. Everything's good. We'll have normal schedules coming up quickly. So that is why again? Why do I have Y on the brain? No more. Please save me. We've got W on Sunday and Thursday. We've got G-Generations Overworld on Monday, and we are finishing up that last sort of capstone mission for Chapter 2, which I thought was what we were doing last stream, but was not. We kind of got wrecked a little bit by not actually setting up some preps and just like not knowing what exactly how intense the gimmick of blocked off areas was. So if you want to come hang out with me, watch me get like lasered to death, that'll be a cool thing on Monday. And since you were watching this, we will have some more Fantasy Maiden Wars starting on Friday, but on Friday, and we're going to be I think we're starting a new like arc of the game, which will be very exciting to me. This upcoming Wednesday, then will be another episode of Alpha. And if you are following along with our book club, we are still finishing up to episode 18 of Martian Successor Nadeshko, but today is theoretically the last day for that. So if you'd like to be ahead of the game for Sunday, we are going to be doing 19 through 24. That's not going to quite finish the season, but we're going to take those last 2 episodes and Prince of Darkness for the week after. And I might also watch all the like little supplementary material that's around it, and probably find somewhere a like good description write-up for the 3 blank years or whatever it's called. I believe Gundam mentioned that there is a good FAQ that has the story well written up on game FAQs. So if you'd like to keep up or be ahead of the game with Book Club, that's what you got to know. But that'll do things for me. Thank you again for watching. I am so glad we broke through that 80 barrier, and that each and every one of you is part of my team. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Make meaning out of the rest of your day, and I will see you in the stars.